Hi, welcome back to Burning River Bushcraft. What I've got here is a milkweed pod. This is the second day of February, and what I specifically want to talk about this plant is the seed pod. Now if you look at the seed pod, let me break one off here. So this is super easy to identify this time of year. But the pod is broken open, and then there's quite a bit of them around here. This one's dead laying on the ground. But inside here, this is the seed head itself, and then there is a fluff inside, that carries the seeds away in the wind. Here's a little bit of it right here. Okay, so around this time of year, the seed heads are popped open. Most of the seeds are dispersed, but what's still a resource besides the stalk itself, which is useful for tinder, is going to be the ovum inside the milkweed. So again, this is a pretty weather resistant package. And right here is the ovum. Now around my area there's not a lot of things that you can light with a flint and steel fire without charring it first. So flint and steel fire, usually it's a really weak spark, so we're talking like 800 degrees compared to like 3,000 degrees from a ferro rod. So you need something highly combustible, usually charred material, then you would transfer that into a bird's nest and blow it into flame. The ovum of the milkweed is one of the few things that you can light with the small temperature spark from flint and steel. So we're going to try that today. So it's about like 16 degrees out today, so it's pretty cold. I have a bigger piece of flint as well as my large striker, and I'm getting good sparks today. So the ovum burns pretty quickly. It's not like a piece of char cloth that'll smolder and give you time to transfer it. So I've got my bird's nest already gathered, set up here. What we're going to do is we're going to break the ovum in half, and we're going to expose that edge. Okay, I'm going to hold the ovum right on the edge of the stone. And see, it's glowing. Okay, so now that it's glowing, I'm going to stack the two ovum together to give myself a little longer burn time. There we go. So, this is not common. It's not available all year long, but when you do see this resource, this is something that you can pick up a rock, use the back of your knife or your flint striker, and create a fire. But, there's a few items that you can use to make a flint and steel fire uncharred, and milkweed's one of those items. I'll go into this a little bit more and show you a few more options, but that milkweed pod, I'm going to patch of them right here. You know, you traditionally see this standing up in the air, you know, anytime after freeze, so usually November, December, January, February. Once springtime hits, they usually fall, and you know, it's not usable at that time. Any like this one was laying on the ground, and if you look, you know, that's not a good candidate to take an ovum from. You want the pod standing upright. That way it's protected from the rain. But keep your eyes open for it. You know, experiment, try this for yourself. This has been Jamie Boggs with Burning River Bushcraft. See you next time.